We'll be discussing general composition and quality criteria of milk and milk products in this presentation. So these are some of the contents which are to be discussed in this lecture, and these are the objectives which we are going to cover. Like we are going to understand the composition of milk, various flavor characteristics and how we can classify the milk, the physicochemical and nutritive properties of milk, and classification of milk and milk products. So first of all, what is milk? Milk is actually the lacteal secretion which is free from colostrum obtained by the complete milking of one or more healthy cows. And the term milk is also used for white color non-animal beverages which resemble milk in color as well as texture, like soya milk is there, rice milk, almond milk, coconut milk. Now if I talk about composition of milk, milk is all having water around 87 to 88% and 5% are the carbohydrates, and the main carbohydrate which is present in milk is the lactose, which is converted into lactic acid by bacterial fermentation, and 3 to 4% of fat is there in the whole milk, and which is containing fat soluble vitamins, and there are some of the pigments which provide color to the milk like carotene, xanthophylls, and it also contains cholesterol and phospholipids, and the primarily phospholipids are triglycerides. 95% are TGs. The fat in the milk occurs in the form of droplets or globules which are surrounded by a membrane and emulsified in the milk serum part. The milk is oil and water emulsion which is not naturally physically stable. That is why creaming occurs if it is left to stand. Now if I talk about proteins in the milk, so there are 3 to 4% protein content present in the milk, and 80% of that milk protein is casein. Casein is actually arranged in the form of micelles, and they are coagulated with they are containing phosphate, citrate and calcium, and caseins are actually a group of similar proteins which can be separated from other milk proteins by acidification to a pH of 4.6. The casein micelles can also be coagulated by the enzyme renin. 20% of milk proteins are whey proteins which are lactalbumin, lactglobulin and immunoglobulin. And whey proteins are more hydrated than casein, and they can be denatured and precipitated by heat instead of acid. Other protein components, if I talk about other protein components like enzymes, lipases, proteases, alkaline phosphatase, these are also present. Vitamin A, B6, B12, C, D, K, E, thiamine, niacin, biotin, riboflavin, folates and pantothenic acid, they are present in the milk. And vitamin A is naturally in the fat component of whole milk, and more may be added prior to sale, that can be fortified. And calcium and phosphorus are also present in the milk. In 1% of milk contains calcium and phosphorus. So if I talk about flavor of the milk, it is mild and slightly sweet. The characteristic mouthfeel is due to the presence of emulsified fats, colloidally dispersed proteins, the carbohydrate lactose and milk salts. And some of the flavor is also imparted by acetone, acetaldehyde, methyl ketones, etc. And the flavor treatment can also be done after pasteurization, because that milk, pasteurized milk, can be subsequently subjected to a vacuum for the removal of some off flavors. Some of the flavors which are not desirable, like barney or rancid flavors or off flavors, they can occur because of some slightly cooked flavor from excessive pasteurization temperatures can be the reason, and animal feed including ragweed and other weeds, or some of the flavor absorption can be through the wild onions from the field. And lipase activity, it also causes rancidity of fat, and it can be destroyed by pasteurization. And light induced flavor changes in the proteins and riboflavin because vitamin B2 act as photosynthesizer. It also depends upon the lactation stage of the cow as well. If as of now we have discussed some of the chemical components of milk, now we come to the physical properties. So the acidity of the pH of the milk is around 6.5 to 6.7 at 25 degrees centigrade, and the viscosity of the milk, it actually depends upon the amount of fat or the size of the fat globules, and to what extent these globules are actually clustered or cleaved together. And if we are going to homogenize the milk, that is going to increase the viscosity of the milk. And the boiling point of milk is slightly higher than the normal boiling point of water, and it is around 100.2 degrees centigrade because of the presence of soluble solids in the milk. So milk contains good quality proteins, so the biological value of milk is good, it is 90%, and lysine is in abundance. Milk is having easily digestible fat components, and only substance that contains lactose, which is essential for the synthesis of myelin sheath, or favors the growth of lactobacillus in the intestine and decreases the pH, thus favors the calcium absorption. And milk is no doubt it's a poor source of iron and vitamin C. It is also not a good source of niacin, but it is an excellent source of tryptophan. The major sources are of the milk provides calcium and riboflavin. This is the composition of milk from different species, like if I talk about cow, human, buffalo, goat and sheep. So the buffalo milk is having 6.89% of fat, quite high percentage of fat. In fact, even sheep is having 7% of fat. So this is the table containing composition of milk from different species. If you are going to a large variety of milk products, they are available in the market in the form of additives, or they are based on the like aging process, like cheddar cheese is available on the based on coagulation process. Cottage cheese is available on the basis of fat content. Toned, double toned, standardized milk, fermented milks are there, homogenized milk, pasteurized milk. So many varieties are available, and there are some non-fermented products being prepared from milk, like whey protein concentrates, skimmed milk, evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk. So these types of products are non-fermented milk products. So these are based on toned milk, double toned milk, and fat content recombined milk. So depending upon the fat composition. Malted milk is a powdered gruel made from a mixture of malted barley, wheat, flour and whole milk, which is evaporated until it forms a powder. And flavored, so many varieties of flavored milks are also available, commercially available in the market. UHT processed milk is there, which can be stored under unrefrigerated conditions for at least 3 months, and because it is aseptically sealed in pre-sterilized containers under aseptic conditions. Dry milk, khoa, these products are also they were traditionally available and are now commercially available. But dry milk, it's highly hygroscopic and it can be reconstituted to fluid milk. And rabdi, chena, ice cream, these products are also available. If I talk about cream, cream is the high fat component separated from whole milk as a result of creaming process. It has a high proportion of fat droplets to the milk than regular fluid milk, and according to federal standards of identity, cream must contain 18% milk fat or more. And due to this high fat content of cream compared to milk, some yellow fat soluble pigments may be apparent. Various liquid creams available for use in foods include like light coffee cream, 18 to 30% butter fat is there, light whipping cream, 30 to 36% butter fat is there, heavy cream, 36% butter fat, a half and half cream diluted with non-fat milk, 10.5% butter fat, whipping cream packaged under pressure in aerosol cans, may be non-fat or contain various levels of fat, sugar, flavoring, emulsifiers and stabilizers. Some of the fermented milk products like butter, fat content is generally about 80%. It is made from sweet or sour cream, and butter is a concentrated form of fluid milk produced through churning of pasteurized cream, and agitation is being involved in churning, which is going to break the fat globule membranes, and which in turn breaks the emulsion, and thus the fat coalesces and water is separated from that. The original 20 to 80 oil in water type of emulsion of milk becomes a 20 to 80 water in oil emulsion. It changes actually. Oil in water is converted into water in oil emulsion in butter making. Ghee is there. It is a typical clarified butter which is being prepared by simmering butter and removing the residue. And buttermilk is the liquid left behind after churning the butter out of the cream. And curd is prepared by coagulating the casein, and curd is set. Yogurt, it is also a variety of curd. Whole fat, low fat, it is containing less fat as compared to curd. And fermented milk is useful for wide variety of disorders like colitis, constipation, diarrhea, gastroenteritis, diabetes, and hypercholesteremia. Shrikhand is available. It is a fermented product made by concentrating dahi by removing whey, and to which sugar and flavors are added. So these are some of the storage tips for the milk and milk products. Pick up as one of the last items in store. Refrigerate the milk products as soon as possible. Use milk in order of purchase from like FIFO, first in, first out. Chill UHT milk before serving. Refrigerate after opening. And dry milk should be refrigerated after reconstitution. And milk should not be poured in unused milk back into original containers. Do not pour unused milk back into original containers. Close the container so that milk will not absorb the foreign flavors. And it should be, if the milk is canned, it should be stored in a cool and dry place. And the rotation of the cans and turning of cans upside down should be done every few months. These are the references. So this was all about the milk, its composition and milk products. Thank you.